Zompetti here with A to Z Lending. I'm sitting here with Ziehler from the team leader of Keller Williams' hometown. We're having a discussion, talking about the market, talking about just kind of concepts, things that we've been seeing lately. And you were just telling me about, I've never heard of this, the muffin shop.
Yeah.
So tell me what.
So we're talking about like what it takes to be successful in real estate. You know, whether you're a brand new agent or you're somebody who's been in the business for a little while, about the agents who do really well really early on, like what that looks like for them and what separates the people who are kind of reactionary from the people who are purposeful and they do really well really quickly in their career. And I've said this analogy like a million times, so people are like probably really tired of hearing it, and it might sound crazy, but I look at it like this. If you are going to start any kind of business, like leave real estate out of it, but that's what agents are doing. They're starting their own business when they get the real estate license. So if you're starting any other business, you need customers, right? You need revenue coming in. You need to advertise yourself and talk to your community.
Mm-hmm.
So the analogy I give is if you were going to start a muffin shop, for example, and you felt that you had the best muffin recipe on the block or pastries or whatever it is, but you spent all that time to get your muffin license and you're ready to open your muffin shop, would you just spend all of that money for your storefront, for all of your materials, for your chairs, your tables, all those things, and then just wait for people to walk through the door? No, you probably wouldn't. What you'd do is you'd go out on the sidewalk, you'd have signs sitting there saying, come in and try my muffins, or we're doing a 2-for-1 deal today, but you'd be telling everybody that walked by about your muffin shop. And that's how you get people through the door. It's no different when you're starting a real estate business, or if you're an LO who's trying to get customers, you need to be talking to your community. So it's the agents who are willing to make those connections, that are willing to put themselves out there and then do it consistently, that tend to do the best in this business. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
No, it resonates with me a lot because, you know, one of the questions we were talking about was like, what's the difference between those who stall out and those who like excel? And then I think a lot of first phases for both sides is like friends and family and getting people that already know the muffins. But for me, it's always like the people who I see, the ones who I coach, loan officers, agents, and all that, the people that I see that do the best long term are daily discipline activities, doing it consistently. There's a old story I loved, and it always resonates. It's 2 different expeditions to the Antarctica trying to get to the South Pole. And one, whenever it's nice, whenever the weather's good, they go 20, 30 miles. They just walk. They keep going as much as they could. But inevitably what ended up happening was, and this is a real story, I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, but basically those guys ended up dying because, you know, when the weather's bad, they hunkered down, you know, and kind of an analogy here being like, you know, on rainy days, I'll just curl up with my book and not do, you know. But the other expedition who was 15 miles every single day, even if we're feeling good, we're stopping at 15 because it's 15 every day. They just kept hitting it. Those ones actually ended up finding the other people and getting to Antarctica and getting to the South Pole. And so it's like, to me, that just kind of like every single day I have a list. I don't know about you, but I have a list of here's the things every single day I need to go on, do the direct messages, do these like outreach pieces.
Sure.
And, you know, no matter what happens, I got to hit those things. So if it's 8 a.m, great. If it's 8 p.m, it's happening. Yeah. So I look at that, and those for me is the biggest thing to long-term success for loan officers, agents, et cetera.
100%. And that consistency is key.
Yeah.
Right. So our good friend Jared James always says consistency trumps ability every single day.
That's perfect. Yeah.
So we can have an agent who may not be the most skilled or the most experienced, but if they're consistent with being in front of their people, with being in front of their sphere of influence, they're going to be successful. There's just no doubt about it. One of the things that we use here is a business planning tool called the GPS. Stands for goals, priorities, and strategies. So when you come here, you'll sit down with a coach or your team leader like me, and we'll sit down and we'll determine what those goals, what your one goal is for the year, then 3 priorities to reach that goal, and then 5 strategies for each of those 3 priorities in order to reach that goal every single day. Where I find that helps a lot of agents is when they come into the office every day, or if they're working from home, a lot of times they don't know what to do every single day.
Exactly.
And so if you have that GPS sitting right there above your computer screen, all you have to do is look at it and you know exactly what you should be doing every day. Because there's nothing worse than just not knowing what to do
exactly.
next, right? And I would imagine it's probably the same for
100%. Yeah, it's the exact same.
Yeah, absolutely.